Girls of Reddit, what is something guys do that they think is attractive but really isn't? Bragging about how many girls they get. Talk over people in a group and always try to be the loudest / most dominate person in conversation. It makes you look like a rude butthole. Speaking to me in an unbroken monologue full of humbler brags, or just open bragging, usually exaggerating, about their lives and accomplishments. Bitching about their ex. Unattractive and a huge red flag. Wearing too much cologne. If I can smell you from across the room, you're doing it wrong. It should act as a small enhancer of your natural smell, so that if someone does get close to you, they won't have to hold their breath. Really hope showing off your Pokemon card collection isn't posted. That's like my #1 move. Trying to go for the male feminist award and really over-egging it. I don't want to hear your 20-minute ramble about how you are so woke. Actions speak louder than words. Being overly sarcastic when flirting gets old fast. The whole bragging about their physical prowess. I always feel that if you're confident in your physicality, you don't need to brag. Also, if you punched another dude, say for self-defense, of course, that's just being an butthole. Bragging about how honest and nice they are in general. Guys, we will know if you are a good man or not. We don't need you reminding us 24/7. Actions speak louder than words. That constipated, brow furrow, smirk look they do with their face on all their photos. Insulting you. Ha ha ha, you're so funny. IDK if this is just me, but when dudes wear their pants below their asses, I feel like it defeats the purpose of pants. I've had more than one guy lift me, pick me up to show me how strong they are. Do not like. Obnoxiously revving the engine of their 2005 Toyota Corolla. Sending D**CK pics. Being an alpha male. You just look like an butthole and jerk. Making your voice deeper when you're around us. You sound like a fool. Please stop. Edit. I mean on purpose. Calm down, people. Catcalling. Let's see. Plus grabbing my arm without warning, or even a hint, to drag me to the dance floor. I wasn't impressed, or bemused, nor do I appreciate being treated like I just walked into a cheesy 80s music video. Plus coming up to me for small talk when I was at a bar and reading a menu, then snatching the menu out of my hands. Guy then went on to repeat himself, as if he was the most important thing of my day. Plus this happened to a few friends of mine. Guys have followed them home, as if we lived in a universe where there are no such things as movies like Halloween or Silence of the Lambs. Follow them to work, ask intrusive questions about their boyfriends / husbands / fiancés, and one guy literally asked a friend of mine, if you and your boyfriend walk into an alleyway at night and I beat him up, what would you do? Basically, any of the above. I'm a petite woman, so a lot of guys do this weird thing where they essentially infantilize me and try and mentor me. It's so incredibly frustrating because everything you say turns into some life lesson because a dude is trying to flex on some wisdom he doesn't follow himself. I think they think it shows an intelligent and sensitive dude, but all it tells me is you see a small woman and immediately assume she's an imbecile. And then I hate the look of surprise in their face when I present my own intelligence and autonomy. Trying to be sexy. There has been a few times where a dude will look at me and sexually bite or lick his lips and then wink at me. It is so creepy and weird to me. Loud cars. When I tell you a problem / say something that's upsetting me, and you go to great lengths to explain why I shouldn't be upset / explain all the things I should do, sometimes we just need to be comforted. brag about how masculine they are, and show an excess of confidence. Once a guy I was talking to got very angry when I called him cute, and he gave me a 1+H. You are talk about how to call cute a man goes against his masculinity, and how it's a weakness sign. Jerk. Pretty much all of the things they answer for are a most spontaneous thing I have ever done on dating apps. Real examples I have seen. I jumped off a cliff and broke my spine. I quit my stable job, friends, family, and lease behind, and left the next day to travel halfway across the world and start a new life. Ye sounds like an intelligent and stable prospect for a life partner. Not for me, but maybe some other women like reckless impulsivity. Dick pics. Driving fast and recklessly when I'm in the car. You're not making me think you're cool, you're making me feel unsafe, and that I can't trust you. Sagging their pants. Hear me out, boys, it's not as attractive as you think. We don't want to see your underwear. The whole not crying or showing emotions thing. I really prefer guys who are able to be sad and express their sadness to me over guys who pretend not to have feelings just to be the alpha male. Okay, I'm not attracted to guys, but in my school there are guys that legit bully other girls because they are attracted to them. They think that acting like they are ghetto and gangster is hot. None of the girls like it. It is so unattractive when they try to hold hands before joining our cult. Explaining the simplest of things as if the woman has specifically asked, teach me like I'm 5'8". It. Show, don't tell. Basically don't be a braggart. Tell women you're a feminist and then explain feminism to them. Don't mind me, just a guy checking in to confirm handbrake turns aren't mentioned. When guys bite their lips in selfies, there's nothing sexy about chewing your bottom lip. Using cheap, heavily scented products, Axe, Old Spice, etc. It just smells like chemicals to me. Doing things, or using certain styles of storytelling, for instance one-upping without acknowledging what was just said, that show they need to be the center of attention all of the time. On the other hand, a guy that can bring others into a conversation who are not in the spotlight for whatever reason is very thoughtful, aka hot. That weird smoldering head down, but eyes up, and looking like they smell gas but not frowning, pretending to wash their hands photos on Tinder. Only talking about other women to make me jealous. It is so confusing. You just put in the work and talk to me to make me interested instead of hoping that I am a jealous person who will become interested just because there are other people in your life. Following us, or being like super into us when we have expressed zero interest and actually discouraged you. Like don't do that, is creepy and scary as hell. Trying to act like unnatural, like, not like themself. We can see it when you try too much, or if you pretend not to care to act cool, or I don't know, like ignoring someone to feel superior. I understand the difference between being busy and just wanting to make the other feel like you don't care about them because you read in a book that girls like butthole. They don't. Caring is priceless. But again, when you push it to the point where you luck needy, that's wrong. Girls don't like buttholes and neither slaves. They like people who know what they want and what they are, that are not afraid to set their foot down when something don't goes their way. Diplomat and respected. You don't have to lower others to feel superior or try to act cool. It actually shows us that your self-esteem isn't very high. Neither have to always say sorry or remind us of how bad you are at. Believe in yourself on both way. The things we like is someone who can make compromises but won't change what they are just to please us. Making compromises and changing is two different things. You can love without losing yourself. And you can care without having to feel like you're losing. Love/affection isn't about ego, neither about worshipping. Yelling and being loud in gym. We get it, you're mad, so stop screaming and punching the wall and play the game. Yeah, I do none of these things. Insult and disparage other women in front of me. This does not make me think I'm special. This makes me think you're a jerk who hates women. Driving fast with one hand on the wheel. Like, dude, I can't focus on how hot you think it is when I'm fearing for my life. Edit. Okay, apparently some people need clarification. I mean driving so fast that the driver is weaving through traffic. Just drive safely and comfortably, that's all I'm asking of you. Showing off their money. If you think I am impressed because you bought me something, I am not. Dated a guy who could not afford to take me out and always insisted on paying the bill. It came out long into the relationship one day when he blew up at me saying that I never offered to pay when we went out. I stopped offering because he refused each time. Had he told me he could not afford it, the conversation would have been, I don't worry, it was on me. Oh, I had no idea he had money problems because he was pretended he could pay when he could not. Guys, I'm begging you to stop doing this. Stop the whole haha, I think you're ugly, no I totally don't like you, and 1 second being into me then poof, you don't. The whole hot and warm thing, and denying your feelings because you're scared, then insulting me to show me that you're not into me. You're just making me insecure. They think it makes them tough or hotter. Being and butter a girl. Even if there are so many girls who for some reason might like it. It is not gonna go like in movies. Most girls will not ever be interested in you if you gonna try to be the Arab born oyo.